Hi, my name is Jason Forbach, and you're watching B-Way Show!
Hey everyone, Shoshana with B-Way Show, here with Jason Forbach at Into the Woods and the Phantom of the Opera. Do we have an exciting announcement to share?
Yes, we do. So, starting November 21st, I'm going to step across 44th Street, and my regular job at Into the Woods here, I'm going to take a moment, hop over there, and play Ralph for a bit during the Thanksgiving holiday, and then hop right back over to the St. James.
This is iconic. Truly, what a moment in the woods to be.
Yeah.
And, also the fact that they happen to be across the street from each other. No, this is not your first time going to the Phantom of the Opera, is it?
Correct. Yeah, I was a vacation swing there prior. I joined there 5 years ago. So I've been in and out for many years, and I was in the building when all the signage started to go up. So it was fun to watch that moment happen and then to step over there. And I thought when they announced their closing, I was like, oh my God, you had your last show there and you didn't even realize it. I don't even remember what track I did. And now I get to go back in the most epic way and say goodbye to it in this beautiful, proper way. The show that both of these shows raised me. I grew up on both of these shows. That's also the crazy part of it all.
Wow.
But what a blessing to be able to come back, say goodbye to my friends and goodbye to the show and this role that's been in my life for so long, and then come back to these beautiful, ever-changing woods at the St. James. It's great.
I hate to say goodbye.
Yeah.
So I had the great fortune of seeing you go on opening night, which is iconic. What was going through your head?
I was in complete hysteria. None of us had really been, because it was, so frenetic during previews
Right.
and rehearsals, and they were just getting the main company up, so we hadn't really rehearsed. And there's this beautiful company of 9 of us, standbys. And so we had just been...
Strong list, 9 standbys.
Yes, yeah. And so we wanted to make sure it's everything was fully covered, and we were up, always in the mezzanine watching rehearsals and tech and kind of rehearsing amongst ourselves, but we had no formal rehearsal time. And this was kind of like a shot of the cannon moment. And I truly feel like when I think about it, I don't really have that much of a recall. It was an out-of-body experience, but it happened, and the company at that time, Sarah Bareilles and Philip, everyone was just everyone just helped. We all helped each other, and it was this beautiful night. It was a night I'll never forget.
Us too. It really showed the power of the understudy that night, because you went in there, would have no idea. Truly, if I didn't know that Brian Darcy James was the one, on that name right behind us, you were flawless. You and Sarah had this chemistry that felt so natural. It really was I was so proud for you, and we had never met at that point except for the red carpet where I took your photo.
Well, the thing is that's all her. That's all Sarah's indelible charm and her kindness and grace. And also the fact that I've kind of been in love with her for 15 years.
Same.
You know what I mean? How can you not?
Yes.
Her music is the soundtrack to my life. So here she was, and we're arm in arm going through the show together. And yeah, it was a magical pairing. It felt right, and it taught me a valuable lesson. Just that, I was able to kind of just give over to the moment of it all, truly. And I've always been
Moment.
Yes, I had to draw on another song. But it's I just could finally really inhabit the thing.
Yeah.
Without wanting to white knuckle it and control the whole time. And I kind of discovered something about myself in that whole process, and I really felt changed after it. It was amazing. Yeah.
Oh my God. I could never imagine, learning a role on Broadway. There's a reason I'm a reporter, photographer that's on this side being wow, y'all are amazing. But then to have numerous roles that you could just go on at any moment. So you not only went on as the baker, but also the split track, the next week, was it? Or a few days after?
Oh, yeah. Both of the Princes and the Wolf. And yeah, it's the thing is, everyone knows the show.
Yeah.
And you don't want to dishonor Lapine or sometimes words. The words are the thing, right?
Yes.
And the music is so intricate and beautiful. So yeah, you do feel and especially it's so, it was such a hot show. So
Yeah.
everyone was had their eyes on it, and you're okay, do not you know the thing works. Like, don't mess it up. But you know, I really, it was a show that I loved growing up. So
Yeah.
I think I just had such a love for it that it was easy to do the hard work, because it truly is the hardest job I've ever had, for sure.
I could only imagine. So how many roles do you cover in total?
I cover 4 specific tracks.
I'm just gonna keep like mind blown.
Yeah, and it's a very interesting thing, trying to keep all the like file folders separate, you know? But we figured it out, and we're all kind of hanging out in the basement and playing different parts all the time, and we've got a groove now. So who would have ever thought, you know, to July when we were all having low-grade panic attacks, wondering what was going to happen next.
Wild. Do you have any favorite moments in the woods?
Oh my gosh. I mean, there's nothing that could beat an opening night like that.
Yeah.
I really had, I think it wasn't until after the fact that I realized that so many iconic people were there. And, you know, Alan Menken and Chip Zien, theater royalty. And I was like, oh my God, that just happened.
Yeah.
That just happened. And to receive the love back from them was really overwhelming.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're heading into a special episode of Show and Tell.
Show and tell.
What do you have for us today?
Okay, well, it's funny that the segue is here, because I will half show something because I want to use some discretion.
Yes.
But this is Ms. Sutton Foster.
It sure is.
And speaking of beautiful people that extended love to me, she sent me a video. She came to opening, and talk about an iconic understudy that stepped into the role of Millie and brought it to New York. If someone understood the situation I was in, it was her.
Wow.
And I didn't know she was in the audience. I really was oblivious to everything. I was just trying to remember my entrances.
Yes.
And I woke up the next morning and I saw this message on my phone, and it was this beautiful video message from her and her family. And it was so gracious and kind. She took the time to do that. And honestly, I sat up and I woke my husband up, and we both cried.
Yep.
We both cried. And when you're saying like one of the most beautiful, heartfelt theater mementos, I will cherish it always. And I sent her a note at the Winter Garden. I hope, Sutton, if you see this, I hope you got it.
Sutton, please tell us.
It really it touched my heart so much.
Yeah.
Because I look up to her so much, and I couldn't believe it. So for her to have taken the time is just, there are so many good people in this industry, and there's so many we all raise each other up, especially now after COVID and pandemic. There's this feeling, and it definitely is true with this company.
Yeah.
There's no hierarchy. We are all equally at the table, and everyone's lifting everybody up. And I don't think I could have done what I had done had that not been the case. And I feel that over at the Majestic too. And the fact that I finally get to play this role after all these years, it's like I feel it's just this mutual love admiration society. So I'm happy to say goodbye to both of these things at the end of this year, which will be really hard, right?
Yeah,
It'll be really
I'm
hard.
getting emotional, on your behalf, but also for me as a fan of these shows.
Yeah.
And now, y'all, I have not seen Phenom in some time. I have seen. I felt like I was keeping you in suspense.
Yeah.
I have seen it, but I was like a child. I was like 16, growing up in New York. Of course, you see Phenom, and then there are all these new shows, and I want to see all the new shows, and I love seeing the different cast members. And so now I have a great reason to go back, and I'm so excited. And so I saw this wonderful performance from Emily at Curtain Up, and I've never seen anything like it explode on Instagram. People are just going crazy for her performance.
She is spectacular, and it was so fun to watch her. A year ago, we started this process of bringing Phenom back to Broadway, coming out of the pandemic, and it was so fun to watch her process, sink into, and bite into this role, and then a year later, stand with so much beautiful strength and power and deliver a performance like that. I agree. It took my breath away, and it will be an honor to spend a few weeks with her back at the Majestic and sing this beautiful music with her.
When can we see you across the street at Phenom?
I'll be there November 21st to December 5th. So come on by. If you're in town for the Thanksgiving holiday, check it out.
Yay!
Right through your holiday season, come on by, and even if you haven't seen it in a while, come back and check us again. And if it's your first time, find the magic. There's nothing else like it on Broadway.
Truly.
It's so rich and sumptuous, and it's of an era that will never appear on Broadway ever again. This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. So come by and enjoy it before it's gone.
I'm so excited. It has been an absolute pleasure getting to chat with you today. Do you have any final words you'd like to say to the fans?
Oh my God! Thank you for coming and supporting both shows here on 44th Street, Into the Woods and Phenom. Listen, we all feel that love and appreciate it so much. It means the world to us. The fans are everything. So keep coming and supporting live theater and shout and clap, and we'll give the love right back.
Yay! Well, thank you so much for chatting today.
Yes, thank you. It's the best.
Yay! Thanks for watching. We'll see you at the show.